YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and share this video to as many media outlets as possible. Man, it is on now. Fast forwarding to college football, the normalcy and filled up stadiums, all that other stuff coming into this 2021 season. Auburn definitely has a lot of recruiting momentum going on at the moment. And to caveat that, I got some news that we're going to discuss in this particular video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Now, back in 2009, when Gene Chizik was the head coach at Auburn, he was like, you know what? We need to have a really big recruiting weekend where we invite a whole bunch of players, guys that aren't typically exposed to Auburn, and invite them to campus. Let them see what we're all about. Because truth be told, I'm a big Auburn fan. I will be transparent and say, I also grew up a Florida State fan. Always liked Auburn though. Always wanted Auburn to win. I actually grew up close to the area. Grew up in Tuskegee, Alabama, which is dangerously close to Auburn, like 15 minutes. We used to go shopping there in Auburn from Tuskegee. As a matter of fact, the Auburn Mall was actually a corralling place for all the rival football teams, players to kind of congregate and talk shit at Auburn Mall. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Beauregard, Beulah, Auburn, Opelika, Notasulga, Reeltown. You meet up there on a Friday night to talk some shit. Also had some skate nights in Auburn as well, to where you run into some of your rivals there. So Auburn was definitely a hub for that kind of stuff. But in this particular case, I think a genius move for Auburn, because if you really look at Auburn as a program, Auburn is not nationally recognized as a blue blood program. Good program, for sure. 2 national championships, several SEC championships, a mainstay on ESPN because of the flair of the dramatics from Auburn. Always a dramatic ending, always competitive. So Auburn is going to be a regular on ESPN, so they get that kind of exposure. But from a recruiting standpoint, maybe not as much. Auburn has to do a little bit more work. And what they've tended to do is heavily rely on the Gwinnett County area in Georgia, suburb of Atlanta. Also, very dependent on the state of Florida for recruits. Maybe with Bryan Harsin as the head coach, will probably make a little bit more push in their own state for some of the more quiet talent that's in that area that tends to sneak out to the Oregons and the USCs of the world. But either way, just to let you guys know, I was doubtful of this because Bryan Harsin came to Auburn and straight up clean house. The only guy left on the coaching staff was Carnell Williams. So I figured with that going on, I figured that Bryan Harsin would do away with most of the traditions of his predecessors, so to speak. And one of those I thought was going to be Big Cat Weekend. But what to my wondering eyes would appear, courtesy of Gregory Lawrence, one of my long-standing subscribers, he posts on All About Auburn that Big Cat Weekend is on. As a matter of fact, Big Cat Weekend is going to take place July the 25th. Normally takes place around, latter part of May. But July 25th is the day that these athletes are going to come to Auburn and see what Auburn is all about. And one of the things that's going to be on display is a pretty decent a pretty decent coaching staff. I say more than decent, actually. And the advertisement of the new facility that's going to be built at Auburn, which is going to be huge for this program, and just a new direction in general. Usually when this happens, Auburn does get some verbal commit. Sometimes they flip, though. Like Trenton Simpson did back in, he was a recruit out of North Carolina. I think eventually flipped to North Carolina, the Tar Heels. But either way, this is a huge event for Auburn. And it's great to see that at least this portion of Bryan Harsin's predecessors' efforts are being upheld. Very big event because Auburn is a regionally known football program, but not nationally. So this kind of situation is something that Auburn definitely needs. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. Flood the comment section. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.